What's up, cats? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're feeling good and a happy new year to you. It's January 2nd when I'm posting this. I hope that you're excited for the new year. I know that I am. But to be honest, this video is not about, it's not going to take the tone that I would love it to, which would be, confidence, fun, enthusiasm, the best of myself. I'm going to be a little bit more real than I feel I have been over the course of the last, some amount of videos. I don't even know, I think the video before my last video was pretty good probably. But that's how it goes, right? You come up and down, you go up and down with your level of confidence. And that's what I am in right now, my stage of life. And so regardless, what I'm aiming to be for you in this video is not optimal. In fact, that's one of the things I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to be very real. I'm going to try to be as honest and authentic as I possibly can in sharing with you some of the things that I want to share with you, and hopefully you can benefit from. So I'd like to start off by telling you a little bit about my background in case you're new or you have forgotten, or just to fill in the gaps. My name is Xander. I have been working for a door-to-door solar company called Ion Solar in Austin, Texas, where I live right now. For about 4 months. I started at the beginning of September, which means, September, October, November, so about 4 months at the end of last year, which is pretty cool. It doesn't even seem that long, really. Or maybe 4 months I've been working for this company, trying this door-to-door thing, and here has been my experience in a nutshell. Starting, I was excited, ready to be in a new home, a new place, entirely 1,000 miles away. You can learn more about that whole story. I'll put a link into the description of my emotional not coming out as in gay, but coming out as in like announcing my leap of faith. You can check out that video if you haven't already, explaining my background more in detail. But anyway, I had that kind of honeymoon phase feeling, right? I'm here in a new place. I'm committed to becoming a man, becoming a leader, becoming stronger, more decisive, more confident, believing in myself, going my own direction, writing my own story, and not coasting off of the success of my parents and my family. That was what I came down here for, and I was all excited. And despite that, there was a little bit of a learning curve, but regardless of that, it wasn't even that long, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, something clicked, and beginning-ish, maybe I think in mid-October, I had this burst of success, which is where you saw that speech that I gave to my fellow team in the Austin office at Ion. I have that on my Instagram as well, or a little snippet on there in case you want to check it out, or you just want the little snippet. Otherwise, it's like in one of my past videos on this channel. Had that incredible burst of success where, like, out of nowhere, I had 4 sales in a week, which is pretty good, like a super incredible amount of money if I was able to sustain that. And the level of like understanding that I had embodying that simple doing it wisdom, like we all kind of get, right, that action is the cure-all. Getting ourselves to that point takes more than simply understanding it on an intellectual level. And that is where I am right now. And maybe you're there too. We all get it. I think we all get it, kind of, but you have to actually embody that wisdom to really, really get it, for it to click in a way that produces results. So anyway, I had that explosion of success. I thought I was the shit. I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. I understand, not just on this job, but other areas as well, like YouTube and other things too, like whether I want a more healthy dating life, a more balanced life in general, like a holistic, healthy sense of well-being and being on track, whether it's cooking or whatever else, weightlifting, all this stuff. Having just the confidence that I am that guy that does it again, and does it again, and it's not afraid to fail, da-da-da-da-da-da. Incredible wisdom that I fucking had it in hand, man. And I lost it. Late October, through the rest of the year, I've made so little money, I've produced so little results, worked probably an embarrassingly low amount of hours, and the only reason that I'm able to survive is because I have an amount of savings that allowed me to continue to pay my bills. But that will not last forever. And so let's see, where do I want to go next? That's my position right now. I had the burst of success, fell off. That has been my experience starting with this incredibly demanding industry of door-to-door. As much as there's kind of two sides to the coin. It's an incredibly simple job, and I don't want to scare anybody away from it. It is, however, mentally demanding, and I think that's a reason to get into it, especially as a young man, and especially as a young man that comes from a similar background to me, possibly, which is kind of like sheltered, safe, comfortable, didn't have to really work for all the things that you got, and even just our society in general. My mentor was talking to me about this a little bit today. Like, we have everything. We live in such a state of abundance that we're not pressured to do anything. We're not pressured to like commit and really be relentless, you know what I mean? And there's value there. It's that's one of the things I've been a little bit iffy about, because I'm afraid of becoming prideful. But you know, anyway, that's probably a topic for another video. So with all of this being said, I guess the reason I wanted to make this video at the beginning of the year, well, I mean, I'm making it today because it was because of a conversation I had with my mentor, one of my mentors over at ION, but I am entering this new year discouraged. And I guess I just want to be real about that. You know, it hasn't been an amazing, like, flip of a switch experience where I just got here, something clicked, got the awesome job, and started making money. Well, good, like, unbelievable money. And consistent money, that's the real thing. I haven't been making consistent money. Haven't been taking this YouTube channel as seriously as I want. I am not living anywhere near my potential. And actually, that's a good segue. I spoke with my mentor at the meeting today, because it's actually Friday right now as I'm recording this. And man, what a good man this dude is. He saw right through me. I mean, he's asking questions because he has a sincere desire to understand, and I respect the hell out of him for that. He's asking me questions about, like, my situation, you know, how I've managed to continue to be, like, working there without really making any money, or making consistent good money, livable amount of money. And then he was asking about, like what I do on a regular basis if I'm not performing, because he said, you know, seeing me, my little bursts of wisdom, my bursts of confidence, I flip that switch, and sometimes I'm an unbelievable leader. I'm extremely compassionate and empathetic and capable, and I know that, and I know I have the wisdom, I know I have the intelligence. Sometimes I'll, like, be at a meeting and they'll be speaking some wisdom from some book that I read, like this Atomic Habits book they were talking about today, and it's like, fuck, dude, I know that, and I read that, I don't know, over a year ago probably, and that's not to sound arrogant. It's just like I hear that, and them talking to us as if we need to learn this stuff, and it makes me remember, like, who the fuck I am, dude. I should not be on the receiving end of this sort of baseline understanding, this baseline education. I get it. So why am I still chasing more education? Why am I still chasing something special when I understand something as basic as that? Why am I the student and I'm not viewing myself as the teacher? So he spoke with me today, those couple of things, and he kind of saw right through me. And then one of the things that really, I already knew, you know, but when you hear it from somebody else and it's on a personal level like that, and they like say, like, Xander, and they tell you, you know, your name. I can't do that for you, unfortunately, but it means different when you hear it from somebody else's mouth and they're speaking directly to you. You're not living to your full potential. You're living far below your potential. And he was just being real with me, and I respect the fucking hell out of him for doing that, for having the bravery to do that and take the risk of, like, me getting butthurt. But I even though I never do any kind of criticism like that, maybe there's some degree of maybe there's some limit to it where I would just like break down crying. No, I don't think so. But regardless, he did that, gave me that blunt observation, and it pierced me because I know that that's true, and I've known that that's true. And then he asked me that question of like, what do you do on a regular day? Like, what are you spending all your time doing instead of actually going out and working and building like your YouTube channel? Because he asked me a little bit about that too. Want to know about my personal goals. And I told him the majority of my time is actually spent doing this kind of thing. This right here is a journal for this channel. I have a different journal for going into the ION meetings to take notes in there. And then I have another journal which is blank. I leave it blank and I take notes all the time. I write in there and I'm introspecting, I'm assessing myself, I'm asking myself big, deep questions like, who do I want to be? What do I want to do? What am I committed to? What does commitment mean? And I have such a deep understanding because of that writing of a lot of different things. But it means dick if I'm not capable of applying it and applying it consistently. Morning routines, rituals, incantations. There's so many different things, like these bursts of just like these epiphanies where I'm like, oh my God, dude, the simplicity of this is unbelievable. But that, in spite of that, or maybe because of that, this is an unbelievably powerful understanding. You know, tons of things like that, or that come out in those writings. But that's all I do. And I don't get out. And I don't go meet people. And I don't go knock doors. And I don't go generate leads like I'm supposed to for doing this job. And I don't know. It feels like kind of a lonely problem because it feels like most people are not that hyper analytical and like just organized and want to be perfect. And I don't even know for sure where it comes from. I feel like I'm pretty capable of putting out videos. I'm not afraid of looking like an idiot. I go out, I've danced in front of random people before, alone. I go out alone without drinking. I've gone out and done that. I'm not really afraid of failure, and I'm not afraid of being judged or hated. I am maybe afraid of being hated a little bit. I don't mind, what is it? I think I'm afraid of stepping on people's toes. I'm not afraid to stand out and look like a fucking jackass. I don't care about that at all, as proven to myself many times. But I am a little bit afraid of pushing things on people. Maybe this is a completely different topic, but anyway, this kind of just speaks into my confidence. Like, I don't want to shove anything down any people's throat, you know? I don't want to be like the religious guy who's like, you have to be Christian, or the sales guy who is like, you have to buy this, like, you know? I don't want to be that guy. So maybe that's a little bit of a distinction. As you guys can tell, I'm just speaking out loud, giving up being optimal. Let's wrap it up. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Hopefully you've enjoyed this authenticity, regardless of how all over the place it is, which really bothers me, to be honest. But I'm trying to embody what I'm about to share with you right now. As I move forward into this new year, and if you relate with me on any level, maybe you can do the same or aim to do the same. After having that conversation with my mentor, he recommended 2 books to me. The first is a book called The One Thing, or One Thing, The One Thing. I'll put it in the description in case I butchered that, but basically about like kind of simplifying your planning and decision making and like trying to have all these massive goals and stuff into literally what is the next thing that I can do in order to get closer to that $60,000 this year, $100,000 this year, 10,000 subscribers this year, whatever it may be for you. That's my understanding so far based on what he said. And the second book is Can't Hurt Me. Also can't remember the name of that author, but Amazon it, you can find it out. Navy SEAL wrote it, and my understanding there is it's about resilience. And my mentor personally recommended these 2 books. My understanding of why is because hearing the way that I spoke and what I talked about and what my problem seems to be, you know, because I told him like how when I'm doing this like introspection and stuff, another thing that I do is I try to plan. I plan everything, and I plan the perfect fucking schedule where everything is accounted for. I have time for knocking, I have time for building this channel, I have time for lunch, I have time for commuting, time for chores, time for reading scripture, time for other reading and projects, time for like I even have it so broken down where I have like a repeating task where I don't have to look at it anymore, of cutting my toenails every 6 weeks. You know, that is how fucking far I take this, because I'm so, I don't know. It irks me to not have that kind of structure and order, but it's so to the point where I'm so demanding of that perfection. It's like I treat myself like a machine. You know, I have this perfect fucking schedule, but I might, after creating it and the intention is fresh, I execute and I do it for that week, maybe, right? But because I've put it on a repeating schedule, not so much with the toenails, that's an easy, simple thing, but with a work schedule, for example, and I have it like 3 to 7, Monday through Friday, if I just decide that I'm going to do that every week, like ad infinitum, then after the second week, maybe even the first, already the intention that was fresh is now not really there anymore. And now it's just sort of a thing that exists on my calendar. And then I don't execute. I don't have a thing to like plan the hood, maybe. It's another step I have to do. The point is, I'm way hyper. I'm way in the deep end when it comes to hyper organization, hyper planning, hyper perfecting the structure within I work my work, create my creations, build my empire. And because of that, it never gets done. No, there's no empire to speak of. Even though it's in here, it's there in potential, it's there in my head on understanding and vision, but it doesn't get done. And it especially doesn't get done consistently, which is the problem. Anyway, so because of that, moving forward, resilience, action, which it feels kind of weird to even say these things because they're so fucking obvious, but just going for more simplicity and giving up what's optimal and what's perfect. He also said to me another thing, a different day, which I thought was really powerful. Maybe it'll speak to you as well. I told him kind of what I was talking about, like we were texting and I said something about what I was planning. And it tells you, it hints at maybe where my heart is, how I wrapped up the text. I said this, what I'm doing, planning, and then I asked, do you think I'm overthinking it? If you're asking that question, then yes, motherfucker, you are probably overthinking it. And sure enough, he's like, lol, like, yes, you definitely are overthinking it. And what he said was, I don't remember exactly how he said it, but basically what he said was, until you're committed, it doesn't at all matter what you think is optimal. And he phrased it, I might not phrase it exactly right, but he said something like, it's better to give 100% or to be 100% committed to the wrong thing than to be 50% committed to the right thing. So in other words, if you spend all of your time trying to craft this perfect lifestyle, this perfect set of habits, this perfect schedule, this perfect routine, perfect job, perfect partner, like it can go probably in a lot of different directions, but in general, the perfect way you go about living your day and life. But you're always only kind of committed to it. That is a recipe for disaster, failure, misery, confusion, overwhelm, and hell. But if instead you go for not just imperfect, but simple and small in the beginning, it, for me, really, really is important. But commit to that with absolute, undying, relentless commitment, you're going to succeed. you're going to make all the money that you want to make. You can have all of the friends, the ability to cook, read, study, understanding, you know, influence. You could build your influence online. Like, it's relentless commitment to the couple of things, maybe the one thing that really matters. So hope you guys enjoyed the authentic video. There weren't any like jump cuts or whatever, but if you did, smash that like button, you know, because I'm trying to grow this channel and just channel my confidence and so forth. A lot more coming your way throughout this rest of the year, because as you know, I am committed to making these videos weekly. So until next time, my friends, enjoy your week, and hope you're excited for 2021. I'll see you on Saturday.